All right. So, Paul. So, do I call you Paulie or Paul? What do I call you?
You can call me Paulie.
Are you Italian?
I have a little bit of Italian in me, but I'm from Philly. But my dad is named Paul, so went by Paulie my whole
Okay.
life.
So, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, there you go. One little silly fight. My mom got scared.
So, I think I saw a new show, right, called Bel-Air, about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but like it's like a more serious, dramatic one. Or have you seen that?
No, I haven't even heard of it.
Yeah, I was watching it and I said, this storyline seems so familiar. And sure enough, it turns out it's kind of like a remake without the goofy, Will Smith stuff.
Man, they stole my idea.
So let's get right into it, man. So what I want to know is, why is Paulie a fashion designer?
Well, my whole life, I've really liked athleisure wear. It's a way to express yourself. Clothing in itself, fashion in itself is a way to express yourself outside of talking. So being a financial wealth advisor for the last 17 years, having to wear a suit every day in the office, it gets kind of tiresome. 8 to 5, cufflinks, suit, collar stays, and you can't wait to get out of that. And so when I play basketball on the nights and weekends, I couldn't wait to get into my Nike sweats, hoodies, and it came to my attention in corporate America that I was getting judged outside of the office on nights and weekends when I'm hanging out with my basketball friends or something like that. Did you ever see the way Paul dresses or Bodwin dresses? He dresses ghetto, he dresses like a thug and stuff like that. So when I heard that, I was like, wow, is that right? Here I am performing well in corporate America, and I like to think one of the better dressed people in the office, but I'm still getting judged on how I'm dressing on the weekends.
I honestly don't dress like this. I'm only wearing this because this is a really nice.
I've seen you dress great.
This is a really nice color on me. Yeah, that's why
I've
I'm
seen
wearing
you with
this.
the French cuffs.
Yeah. So
I pay attention.
So the thing is this. I don't even know this. My son actually had it wasn't really a clothing line. It was more of a T-shirt. He did do some pants, and I think he did like some bandanas and some hats when he was younger, when he was in high school, and he actually did really good. And what I noticed was during COVID, a lot of local fashion designers just popped out of everywhere. What do you think is driving this market here?
I think a lot like social media. Once some people see other people doing it, they kind of just saying, "Oh, I've always had that idea. I want to do it."
Yeah.
Uber comes along, then Lyft. DoorDash, then Uber Eats. Other people jump on, and when they see other people do it, they want to expand their creativity in their mind and kind of get their message out there. And definition, it's great to hear that your son was successful. Some people measure it many different ways. Some people measure it just monetarily. I like it when I see people wearing URP that I don't even know. And I made an impact on somebody because whether they like the name, whether they went through something that makes them unlike regular people.
No, I mean, unfortunately, man, I bullied him into stop doing that, and his friend actually picked up the T-shirt industry. I think his friend started one called Elysian or something like that. He actually does very good. I think he's in Dubai right now or something. So
wow.
So I guess he does really good.
What was the reason you made him stop?
Because I in my opinion, I couldn't help him in his industry. I could only help him in the real estate industry, and this is where I wanted him to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But he's really big into fashion. I mean, he's like really big into it. So I mean, I didn't kill his fashion dreams, but we made him get a job.
Well, that's smart because, like I said, I'm a financial wealth advisor by trade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, that's what I'm saying. You're a financial wealth advisor, or you're a real estate mogul. Then shoot, do whatever you want. Go start another company. But let's learn this first. What I can teach you, right?
Smart.
But that's the thing, because your father wasn't in the fashion industry, right?
No. My father, he managed grocery stores till I was 2. And was involved in a really bad car accident, got hit by a drunk driver, almost killed. And then he would have trouble walking on an extended amount of time. So signed an order that he worked for Pantry Pride in Philadelphia. And then he got working in IT as an engineer for Honeywell for the rest of his life.
Wow. So let me ask you this. What drives you to, because there's always something that's going to drive you to the success that you're having today. What's your drive? What's your motivation?
Really, really, like never stopping listening to some of my, VIP clients that, it's what have you done for me lately? You get a cool unit, that is a great color, but then somebody's like, oh, I love it. then 3 months later, what have you done? And you have to be constant about it every day. Sleep, eat. There's no plan B in URP. So you can't have an exit plan or succession planning is something we do in finance. Like, what is your succession plan? But if you have an out in something, you are going to take that out once that gets hard.
Just FYI, this I picked this. I procured this. I went in the website and I said, "Hey, this is my color right here."
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my stuff. But so let me ask you this: what traits do you have naturally that have helped you to gain the success you have?
We took a 3-hour test, a psychological test with Merrill Lynch, and I came back and I scored high on ideation, which means I have these great ideas. And with that, they tell you your strengths and your possible weaknesses. They call them your balconies or something like that. So my creativity is off the charts. I'm a very creative imagination, and that can also be, I mean, there's a lot of pitfalls that come with that because I get all these ideas, but you lack follow through, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, definitely.
On some of them.
So this is shout out time, all right? Who has contributed the most to the success that you've been having right now? Who do you shout out?
Wow, that's a good question because there's been so many people, clients, friends that have, I can't tell you how many times I've heard people come up to me and just say, "Hey man, keep going. Like, I love what you're doing. I love the hustle." But I'd probably say when I started with just reversible jackets, very high-end fashion that we import the fabric and then we hand stitch and sewn the reversible jackets. A lady by the name of Bricia DiMartini, who is on Instagram as the philosopher of fashion. Her father is a really well-known speaker throughout the world, John DiMartini. Bricia really, really not only walked me through a lot from, the layout to mapping to the actual cutting of the clothes and the garments. She helped me amazingly and helped take my creativity and my dreams and kind of bring it to life.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So shout out
Bricia.
Where can we find her?
She, I know she had a kid, beautiful little girl, and she got married. Congratulations again. She lives in the Galleria area. You can find her on Instagram. Bricia, I love you so much. Thank you very much.
All right. So origin story. And I was really excited to hear this because, I mean, your two careers are day and night.
Yes.
Okay. Hollywood called today and said, "I want to know the Pauly story from URP."
URP. Like I said, grew up in Philadelphia, moved when I was 16 to Scottsdale, moved from Scottsdale to Houston, lived in the same 3 cities as Charles Barkley. That's another big shout out, Charles. We moved in those cities at the same damn time. And URP is just, having a mind of your own. When we're born, we're constantly lied to about Santa Claus, about the Tooth Fairy, about gender, gender, you can't do this if you're a man, you can't do this if you're a girl, prejudices of color, of whatever. And question what you're told if you don't believe in it in a nice way. But yes, challenge the status quo. Be unlike regular people. Have your own definition of success. Don't let somebody tell you, "Hey, here's how you live your life. You go to college, you get married, you have kids." Well, what if that's not for me?
That's what I told my kids, man.
How's that worked out?
No, I've done what I want them to do, but they're all successful in their own right. But I get it. I guess I get what you're trying to say there, right? But so let me ask you this, right? Because it's you already have some success not just in your career but also in your new venture, or it's not new, but your secular venture, because it is kind of your secular venture still, right? Or is this
no, it is.
It's still okay.
Definitely.
So if you had to start all over with this venture and model yourself behind a business mogul, who would that be?
Well, even though I didn't really like the way he performed on the inauguration, I've always respected Elon Musk.
Okay.
In the way when I read his story, I didn't get the whole thing with the heart, but just basically saying when he was a kid that I want to go to Mars, and that like he is near there. I think that's just amazing. But I would say like Elon Musk and Tupac. Tupac was a poet. Okay. I'm very. I used to be a dancer. That was another thing about me. And I never was good on the mic, or I definitely probably would have been in a boy band.
Really?
But Tupac, the way he was great in poetry, very, very intelligent, and the way he expressed himself. Sometimes it might have been too controversial, but pushing the envelope was definitely a way he lived his life.
That's interesting. Those are two
Yeah.
different,
Two totally different. And
totally
fun
different.
fact,
It's just that your career is also two totally different. Yeah, that's
correct.
awesome.
Yeah, night and day. Fun fact, I was in Las Vegas the night he was killed.
Really?
Yeah, living in Scottsdale, 4-hour drive.
Oh, okay.
I used to go to Vegas once a month, probably when I was underage, even.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: was there, and this is the other side. I want to know who the real Polly is, right? Was there ever a time, right? And because this is a tough industry, it's very, very competitive. There's a lot of people out there. Was there ever a time that you caught yourself, so busy succeeding that you lost track of who you were?
I think before I started URP, when I was in corporate America, when Bank of America and Merrill Lynch merged after the mortgage crisis in 2008, we were premier bankers for Bank of America, and then we were transitioned into the Merrill Lynch offices. And that's when we really had to dress, in corporate America, they want you to dance. You have to dance to their drum, whether it's none of this. Like, we couldn't have any facial hair. We couldn't, you had to have collar, like I said before, collar stays and cufflinks and this and that. And it's just like, well, this isn't me. This is representation of who you want people to be. And now it's just after COVID, it's a world difference that if you show up to a meeting like that, some people are like, what's this guy trying to sell me?
Yeah, right.
I don't trust him.
Yeah. So now, and every professional, right, has their weakness. In my opinion, you're not a true professional unless you've identified your weaknesses. What are your two weaknesses?
One is definitely clutter. Like if I showed you my car, with all the sweatshirts, the hoodies, my orders that I have to deliver, and my other weakness,
not remembering stuff.
Yeah, that's funny. Probably not finishing tasks. Probably is like I know what I need to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I have sticky notes all around my office, all around because I don't finish tasks. I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
Is that yours?
So, that is one of my things. I have tasks and I get sticky notes, and I even have sticky notes on my computer. Apple has the sticky notes, and sometimes I'll just write the same thing on 3 different places and I still don't do it.
Same with me. And it's not efficient because then, you have them everywhere and you're like, all right, let me just do one piece of paper. Yeah.
Well, you know what, man? I really enjoyed getting to know you, man. I wanted to have this before we started our podcast. But go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you, your website, your social media outlets, and whatever message you want to give our people here.
All right. So URP can be found on Instagram, and the website is URPwear. And then my financial business is Wealth Standard Financial, 3 words. wealthstandardfinancial.com. We make an impact on your life professionally, financially, and personally.
So there you go.
Thank you.
See you later.